Hi everybody, I'm Reef, and this is another game in the Kirby series. Get used to seeing this Kirby sprite for a while. We're on the Game Boy Advance today. It's been a while coming, but we're going to be in a little bit of a portable arc for quite some time here. Peaceful world of Dreamland is in great danger. Oh, yeah. We didn't get an intro when I played 3D Classics before, because I kind of skipped it. Yeah, thank you for the squeak, Wawa. Hopefully you have a good time with whatever you're doing today. Aw. I like this art. He was bathing! What a terrible person. Yeah, they had something similar to this in the original NES adventure, but it was a little, yeah. It was less illustrated than that, but you know how it is. If I wait again, what will happen? Let's see. Will it do the same thing, or will it do a new thing? Sometimes there's multiple things. Nope. Same thing this time. Alright. So I don't have a file for this one, unfortunately. We're not going to 100% it anyway, but we don't need to 100% it this time. We're done with that arc for good. Thank goodness. But yeah, I have played this game before, but just not on this device, shall we say. So let's go to file 3. Let's see. Oh yeah, they kept the like the title that you have depending on your completion percentage. There's a lot of cute ones, but you usually wouldn't see them unless you're stopping and starting the game quite a bit, you know? So yeah. And there's multiplayer, allegedly. I've never done it on this one. I have done it on Amazing Mirror very, very recently, but not this game. I don't even know how it works. So yeah, as you can see, everything is much prettier now. But thankfully, we don't need to press the up button to go into flying mode. We can just tap A. That's how I like it. So yeah, this is probably going to be a shorter stream. I could do, like, start Amazing Mirror today if it goes, like, really short, but I'm in the mood right now to not be spending, like, 4 hours on a stream today. I'm okay with going, like, 2 or between 2 and 3, just because I've been pretty exhausted lately. Been doing a lot of things, thinking up a lot of concepts, trying to get my business in order and catch up with certain things. So, yeah, that's just my feeling about it. Hopefully y'all are okay with that for tonight. Plus, it's more time with Alsa Frontera's stream for anybody who sticks around for those. He's doing Pout World today as a theme. The game did just have its 1.0 update. I've still never played the game, and I don't know if I ever will unless a friend of mine really wants to play it with me. Then I might consider it. So let's see. The minigames in this version of Adventure are slightly different. In this case, we have kind of a hot potato sort of game. I believe this one went forward to Return to Dreamland Deluxe as well, if I remember correctly. Yeah, we get to see that ball enemy again. Speeding up! Okay. So now it's not really gonna matter where I swing, because it's always gonna get to them in 2 swings anyway. pretty fast at the end for level 1. And now these minigames have alternate difficulties. It's not just one really hard version. Alright, well, we'll see more of them soon. I may not decide to play all of them, but I don't know, they're pretty quick, and if they slowly get harder over time, then that's at least an excuse, right? Yeah, one thing that's very different about this game is that the mini-bosses tend to be really big compared to Kirby. Oh, Pal World is what I was talking about. Alright, get rid of that, get our Mater. Yeah, this game is just generally feels easier than Adventure, just because the movement is a lot smoother, and the pace is a lot faster. It doesn't feel like you're going too slowly or anything like that. Timing that is probably way easier, too. Considering I have already done it. Let's see. Right, just level 3 this time. That's chill. Chill with me. Yeah, in general, I want to play more multiplayer games than I am. Oh, hi, Mephi. Boop to you, too. Just there's a lack of motivation there, I suppose. It can sometimes feel like too much of a commitment. And also, I never want to... If it's, like, something cooperative, sometimes I can feel bad if I'm behind everybody else. But at the same time, it's also annoying to be far ahead of everyone else. It's hard to hit that balance just right, you know? It works better with a smaller group, I'll say. Yeah, one nice thing about this version of Adventure, though, is that we do get, like, hat designs for Kirby instead of just, like, some palette swaps here and there. Fine, I didn't want it anyway. You know, some of the hats come from Superstar for, you know, the abilities that are the same in both of them, but there are several abilities that are different as well, so you get to see some of those coming up here. See, this is a museum, right? Few copy abilities for free! I wish museums were free in real life. But they can be sometimes, if you go to your local library and get a voucher. Hey, buddy. Yeah. Sometimes the faster pace can kind of screw with you a bit. And of course, the ability still does kind of go flying off really quickly, so it's hard to retrieve. It didn't have to be that accurate, you know? Alright, what are you gonna do? You're gonna play the Kirby. Also, I think that candy was thrown by Meta Knight originally, so they just, like, got rid of that entire animation, which is kind of sad. Here we are, already at the first boss, our requisite tree bullying. Not even gonna get an attack off? Cool. Works for me. That's already one level down, only like 10 minutes in, basically. Just take a leisurely stroll. Oh, this is just Umbrella Zone. Fine, I suppose. Yeah, we've been playing for a while, but I haven't asked you guys, for those of you that have played a lot of Kirby in your day, or even just a little Kirby, what is your favorite copy ability? At least so far. I mean base copy ability, not like a version from a mix or something like that. In the case of Forgotten Land, I'm not saying like, oh, my favorite is Morpho Knight Sword. I'm like, that doesn't count. How dare you. Unbelievable. Like a little bee drifting from tree to tree. I have a favorite. I think I've talked about it briefly, but I don't know if anybody remembers. Can I land? Thank you. Okay, so here we got another new minigame, the air grind. That's right, it's Mirror. Basically, just hold the button, let go for the black zone, and then press it as soon as you leave the black zone for a speed boost of some sort. And I believe this music is from Air Ride as well. It's kind of a reference to it in its own way, I suppose. So yeah, it was a little short, but you still get 2 1-ups for second place, so can't complain too much. But I have like favorites from most of the games too. It's just Mirror is an easy one to be like, oh, this one is just so cool. It's even cooler in Planet Robobot. Obviously, I like Beetle, and I like Spider, and I like Suplex because it's associated with a bug. But also because it's neat and cool and interesting to use. I was about to say, you're not gonna kill me, but you clearly did. Yeah, feel free to think about it. I don't know if Steel Ball counts either, because it's just like, it's only in a spin-off, you know? But I respect the hustle. You haven't had a copy ability only be in a spin-off for quite some time. I think the last time was Canvas Curse's balloon ability. But I also do like how the female announcer says Steel Ball. It's very confident. Steel ball! Something like that. I can't do a good impression. Especially with the filter on. Are we gonna play bomb game again? Go, Kirby, go. It's a bomb game. Yeah, sure. Beat each other up. I'm fine with that. Kirby wins by doing nothing. It hasn't had time to speed up yet because we haven't gotten a good rally going. There it is. Oops. I meant to switch angles, but I did not. Kirby does not look happy. I'm sorry, buddy. You know I'm capable. I just was holding back my power. Yeah. That's what I was doing. Let's see. I'm thinking about this game. I mean, it's easy to be like, UFO is my favorite. But it's OP, so it's kind of... feels kind of, how you say? Feels kind of stupid to say that. It's just so cute, though. I love how he looks inside of it. Oh, I would need to bring the sword from before. Recency does help, for sure. What's the other one that's new in Air Riders? That laser one? I forget exactly what it was called. Not beam. That's not new. I mean, the one that makes you, like, go really fast in a straight line. Going too quickly. Well, there we are. Suppose we are both equal on this battlefield today. The icon was like a bunch of triangles. This guy's hyper. Hold on. Okay, sure. I've got contact damage too, jerk. Yeah, no worries. It's not, what do you call it? It's not crucial to my, understanding to remember what it's called right this second. What's in this museum? Ah, yeah. I actually do want to show the laser hat. I think it's really funny. It's like going total Cyclops mode, basically. They also, I like the design... Oops. I have to say, I like the design of how Laser feels. I think there was maybe a power to it that isn't reflected in the remake, but... And it's not that powerful, because it's pretty safe to use as a ranged ability in this game. But, you know, it gets the job done. I'm gonna get up while I'm chunky, and you can't stop me. Flash! Right. You're being a dummy. Right. Let's go rock. Let's rock. Yeah, look how big this guy is now. Just gonna let him blow up so I don't take damage on releasing. There we are. Shame this game doesn't have, like, all the alternate Stone forms. Stone creating a bunch of, like, funny jokes and cameos is a staple ever since Superstar. So, you know. It just would be nice. I'm flying a little bit too easily. Maybe I should stick to the D-pad again. Yeah, we don't need that health this time. Like, how many weeks ago was it that we played Adventure? Like 3-ish, maybe? I don't remember, like, a lot of the very specific things that we went through, but I feel like when I got to that room, I actually did need that health, originally. So here we have an arena. Yeah, I do like these illustrations. Good die. Good die to you. Adventure's still a classic. Even if I think the feeling of this game is just ever so slightly behind it. I'm still having a good time, and that's what's important. Ooh, you wanna be a wheel so bad. Hashtag worth. If I were to say a favorite ability from Forgotten Land specifically... Oh, neat. It's hard, because I find a lot of them kind of whatever. Like, because the game is in 3D, they couldn't have quite as many complex forms for doing specific moves and stuff. Which I feel like kind of makes the game less fun on the whole, compared to having, like, a lot of abilities with a lot of different moves. But I do like some of them. I like Ranger. And... let's see. What was the other one's new? Drill? Yeah, Drill's alright. It's kind of hard to use in an actual fight. Oh yeah. Ice is probably, in Forgotten Land, in one of its best forms that it's ever had. I don't know why I'm trying to make this work. I mean, I'm just gonna do this. There we go. Perfect! Ice is also, I believe, the only ability in Forgotten Land that has a perfect guard. Because when you guard, you get the big ice blocks surrounding you, rather than just your normal flimsy kind of guard in that game. Especially compared to how good it used to be. Now it's just all dodge, dodge, dodge. I was talking about this a bit before the stream went live. I generally prefer the classic Kirby method of, you know, dodging by not being in the way of an attack, rather than iframing through it, you know? But don't get me wrong, though. There's plenty of iframing through enemies in classic Kirby, too, with the right abilities. Like, burning in this game is particularly impactful in that way. Yeah, preventing chip damage is what I mean by it being quote-unquote a perfect guard. Either preventing chip or just generally making you invulnerable, like Archer in Return to Dreamland does, by just, like, putting you behind a leaf cover or something like that. Whatever, I don't need it. Or I might be thinking of Leaf. They might do the same, also. I don't know. We'll learn when we get to it, eventually. I'm really looking forward to playing Return to Dreamland again, actually. That game was such a breath of fresh air after the portable era. And, you know, thinking about it, I'm playing this remake now. I probably should play both Return to Dreamland and Return to Dreamland Deluxe, then, if I'm going by that rule. I didn't really think about it, just because it's way more of a straight port than the other versions, even if it does have additional things going for it. I don't know, I'll have to think about it. I didn't really prepare my Switch games yet, because I still have to figure that out. But I'm gonna get a friend's help with all that, make sure everything's set and ready to go there. Let's just get Cutter. And at that moment, if I feel like playing Return to Dreamland Deluxe, then I will be able to snag it. Pretty trivially, I think. I keep on being, like, stupid. Hold on. Just get over here. A secret room just to get Wheel? I don't need it for anything, do I? Is it just fun? I mean, I highly doubt it. Yeah, look at Bugsy in this game. So weird. I think they definitely, ow, 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 ow. They definitely tightened up the design to look more like, it used to in future games. But, yeah, this proportion is not favorable. And it makes them look just gross. Oh, I wanted it. I spit at him, though, and I lost it. Oh, well. Yeah, think what I was trying to say before I got distracted by Bug-Ass there is that I feel like I'm in the minority with Forgotten Land, which kind of sucks. I feel like everybody's blinded by the fact that the game is in 3D. Also, speaking of blinded, this used to be the room with the spinny building, and they just got rid of it in this version. I don't know why. Could they not figure it out? They figured it out on the NES. This thing has, like, 4 times the bits. Whatever. Yeah, like I was saying before, I want to vocalize this opinion before we get to Forgotten Land in the future. I don't think the game is bad. Like, far from it. I think it's a very good game. But I can see ways that they could make it better in the future, you know? I don't think they nailed it on their first try. I don't think it's a 10 out of 10 game, and they could just, like, sit on their laurels and just copy it again for the next Kirby game, and it'll be perfect, you know? There should be more abilities. The upgrade system is kind of whack. I would rather there be more abilities than there be less abilities, but they can become more powerful. And again, the fighting style. It really rewards iframing through attacks, and every ability can iframe, except for ice, like we mentioned earlier. Whatever. Get that first. Yeah. The fact that the iframes are built into being Kirby with your backflips rather than some abilities having better iframe potential than others, which I thought was a really cool way to balance things out in the past. Like, maybe some abilities were a little too busted because of how many iframes they had, like the aforementioned Beetle ability is pretty quasi. Okay, so this is the one game they kept, Samurai Kirby. I'll focus here for a second. That's me. They really gave that to me. I was like 8 frames slower. Ah. If I had hit the 16 that time, I would have won. Well. That was just way too hard for me. I just don't have reaction time like that. Wow, terrible. I don't need this right now. Bonkers, I feel like I'm more used to him looking like this. It's still not great, though, compared to before. The thing is, though, I can't really claim that this game, like, doesn't have love put into it, or wasn't made with care, because it obviously was. There's a lot to like in Nightmare in Dreamland. I just think Adventure was really a lot more impressive for what it was on the NES. Like I was saying, I think I can sum up my feelings about Forgotten Land in this way. Just because a game is 3D doesn't make it better than a 2D game. And I know people were getting fatigued, you know. They made Return to Dreamland, they're like, oh, people really responded to this, let's keep doing it. And so they made Triple Deluxe, then they made Planet Robobot, and then they made Star Allies, and they were all basically in the same style. People were getting kind of tired of it at that point. I understand. I totally understand. And yeah, Star Allies was a little worse than the other ones. Fell for the exact same thing twice. Yep. Those guys are always ready to throw down. I don't appreciate that. I can see the blocks. It's faint, but it is there. Unlike the original. Although, I don't even know if the original had, like, blocks in the middle of this, in the room here. It could've. I don't know. Alright, I think I'm done rambling. I feel like I'm just going around in circles at this point. I just really respect the franchise, and I want them to... I want them to know what they can do better in the next installment, if it's going to be a 3D one. Which, considering the general opinion of the internet, I think they will make another 3D one, probably, before they make another 2D one. Not counting, Return to Dreamland Deluxe, which I think came after, but it could have maybe not. I don't remember. Okay, you're first. Yeah, look at how big these guys are, too, compared to before. And I feel like they have less health, too. I don't know. Call me crazy. It's a quiet night tonight, isn't it? Hope everybody's having a good time, regardless. This is definitely going to be a shorter one at this rate. It's a shame that all the mini-games are included within the game, so I can't even, like, divert for something like that. I mean, maybe I'll do a run of the bonus mode, just because it is so short. It is kind of fun, too. We have palette swaps now. I don't think they had any palette swaps in the original. Oh yeah, you're playing the new Pal World? We were just talking about it, a little bit ago. Just the idea of the 1.0 existing and everything. Oh yeah, the copy panel. It's a shame you can't see it the entire time in this version. That ball knew what it was doing. Oh yeah, they have a little special indicator here for the secret room also. Some of the secrets are easier like this in this version. We'll surely see it again. Like, the art is good. Like, I'm not gonna say the art is bad. Or even worse than the original. There is some charm to the original, though. Obviously, I have the adventure intro in the chat the entire time during the pre-roll. It's iconic, and it's not in this version. You don't get to draw a circle and dot the I's in Nightmare in Dreamland. Oh yeah, sadly, no UFO now. Still level 1. We're on World 4. Is it going to level up naturally, or do we have to wait until, like, the hard mode for that? Which, I'm not doing the hard mode. It's just the entire game again, but you have 3 life. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with skipping that. It's just, you know. Wait, can I even switch the direction in this version? Maybe I can't. But I feel like they were doing it themselves before, but I'm trying to figure it out. I mean, 3rd place is a 1-up. Don't be too mad about that, Krebo. That's another entire life that you have. But the aesthetic of this level is cool. I like how they did the buildings. I like these little flourishes on the top and everything. It's an interpretation, but it's good. And that's why they call it that, Cow. Nightmare is that we don't get to draw a circle. Great. I stole the swishy food. Am I really any better than King DDD? It's just lying there. I don't need to go that way. I feel like these guys were always the harder ones to deal with just because of how they bounce around the entire time, you know? Having a hell of a time getting through that door. Alright, getting this more consistently now. Another nice thing about UFO in this game and in future games is the whole, like, the way it wiggles. Is this one? Oh, I can't back out of it now. Okay, well. I guess we're doing it again, but I don't think I want to do this in the future. I'm trying my hardest, and I'm just not up to it. Yeah, I hit it early that time. Anticipatory. There might be studies or something on how quickly a human can react to something in frame time. Just one, huh? Alright. Ding ding ding. These, propellers on the bottom certainly look nice. That's the kind of 3D I would have wanted from the rotating building, but no. They had to get rid of it. That's a tomato I think you can only get by having no power and sucking it up. Green Berts. Oh, that high jump guy was going crazy. Starman, everybody's favorite Air Riders character. Even now, like, months and months later, I'm like, why? Why him? There's so many classic incidental enemies that they could have picked, and they picked Starman. Yeah, let's go. Ah! We'll take it this time. Ooh, nice. So yeah, instead of sucking to backdrop in this game, you do the forward charge like they did with Suplex in Superstar, so... That's a nice little fun change they made. Ah, my goodness. Also, you get a mid-air throw. I don't think you had that before, actually. I could be wrong about that. I think throw still works pretty similar. We'll have to see it for ourselves. And we actually have a completely brand new enemy that gives us throw in this game. They just completely got rid of the other one for some reason. That turtle guy. I'm just not gonna do this puzzle this time. Getting a... Squeaky head is feeling a little heavy right now. I think I might need, Oh, here we go. Like, I like this weird elephant. Alright, it's harder to make this work as a boss fighter. I think I'll just, go the classic way here. But it basically has the same pattern as the turtle guy. Yeah, throw has a blue headband instead of backdrop's red. And no mid-air throw this time. I would say in this game, throw is up there for one of my favorite abilities, just for karma points, I guess. If you can beat things with throw, you're pretty cool. And generally, I'm not great at that, but they don't give you that many opportunities for it in this game anyway, so... Losing abilities so quickly definitely has an effect on the ability to challenge yourself in that specific way, if you feel so inclined. Just gonna ignore that guy. Like, it's funny, because throw is basically just using impact stars. Just, slightly easier. Yeah. I know why this ability doesn't really carry on to games with more complex movesets, though. A lot of abilities, even in Superstar, have their own way of grabbing and throwing projectiles. Not just suplex, but like, if you're close to something, you press B and up at the same time, you usually can grab it with a good chunk of abilities and do something with it. It's technical, but it's fun. You need burning to get through that down there, I suppose. I'm gonna try and keep my headband. Just a shortcut to the end, seems like. Alright, give me a moment here. Sorry about that. Very brief interlude there. I didn't want to switch scenes just for that. It reminded me that Cutter is very good in Forgotten Land as well. It's not usually a mainstay of mine, but the way you can charge it up and, like, bounce it off of walls to get more powerful ricochets is really cool. I don't know why they haven't done that before with it. Like, you've always been able to, like, throw it and jump over it to get it to go behind you, but... Okay, here we go. There we go. Got to have a little fun with throw, at least. So apparently I'm lethal just by standing there when I have a projectile, so that's cool. Let's see if I remember where the door is, or... I guess not remember, more like brute force. No, I guess not. Eh, that seems like a fine idea. I mean, I know people that go through... My friend, Blue Gemini, who did the 3D art for Reef that I use for this channel's thumbnail and for the sleeping render at the end of streams as well. They have beaten the entire game without an ability. Alright, I have to get rid of it for this. Well, I got rid of it too slowly. Required high jump reading here. You just can't fly fast enough if you don't have it. But I think in the boss rush they skipped this part of the fight. I mean, the boss rush, you're supposed to go through it without an ability anyway, but there are ways to get abilities. Like, the moon and the sun have their projectiles that count as abilities. And of course, when Kracko here spits out, Starmen, you can suck them up as well. We're not talking about challenges, we're just talking about beating the game. Especially the arena. The arena, I definitely was hard carried by some of the more powerful upgraded abilities. But I think to myself, some of the most broken abilities in Planet Robobots and Star Allies couldn't possibly make those boss rushes trivial. So they kind of generally lessened how I feel about the arena in Forgotten Land overall. Hello, Czar. Okay, yeah. There was a bot that got posted. I'm gonna try to stop giving them attention by saying, oh, my thingy worked today. So, you know, I don't need to manually, like, deny their message. It'll get denied by default. So I can just be like, well, I'm just gonna move on and continue streaming. Yeah, I would say, the actual difficulty of Forgotten Land is very low. And that's another reason why I find it a little lesser than the other games. Like, even its most powerful and difficult things are pretty trivial. That's why I was happy that the DLC had, they had things that they weren't difficult, but they were hard to, like, find, you know? Little secrets that are pretty well out of the way, or you wouldn't think to go in certain places. And that kind of difficulty is fine. That's kind of what Pipistrella was all about, too. I don't know why all these doors are, like, two-way. I'll take you, thank you. Oh yeah, there's one up down here. Little secrets like this are always very nice. Even if they don't actually mean anything. Oh yeah, I probably should play that game. I guess I don't need to beat you up. You can live. I'll just not be in your way. That's probably... I mean, they probably intend you to get high jump and just, like, go through the enemies as if they were, like, a trail of Mario coins there. Speaking of Mario, Super Mario Wonder on Switch is also a very good game. But I think it's also kind of, lessened by how easy it is. Like, I feel like Mario's more well-known for having, higher-level challenges in it than, say, a Kirby game. But Wonder felt more like a Kirby game in its execution. It was just kind of a vibes game, you know? It's more about being creative with the levels rather than actually challenging you in any meaningful way, even with the hardest stuff that was secret at the end of the game. Not to say there weren't things I struggled on, but they were very far and few between. Oh, I fell into a bullet! But yeah, we don't get the animated Kirby life icon indicating when we are close to dying in this one, either. Also here it's much more clear that the tomato is riskless. Let's do a little baby float through here. I'm a cautious spider. I'm actually surprised. I knew this game was on the shorter side, just considering how Adventure went on the first day of Kirbython. Pretty bad at timing that. Very evidently, but that's okay. I still won somehow. Yeah, the Hell Rooms are always very well hidden in every Kirby game that they're in, but they're never necessary. However, the whatever they're called in Forgotten Lands DLC, they are quote-unquote necessary, or I mean, they're very clearly signposted to you as a thing that you should be doing, at the very least. So it feels worse if you aren't able to find them. You could go your entire life playing a Kirby game and not even know that a Hell Room is in the game, and just be, like, fine with that, you know? They hint to it a bit, of course. They have, like, the whole thing with, like, usually a set of HAL blocks is visible in the credits or whatever. But still. Oh, wow. That was actually me screwing up and not just trying to be cute. Kirby's only happy if he's first. What a sore loser. True? I knew it. That was a bad idea. Well, maybe it works out, because it makes this a little easier. Ooh, 2 for 1. No. I refuse. Just gonna sail right over y'all, if you don't mind. Of course I took damage first. Well, at least I can get that. So these flying pig guys, did they replace another enemy, or were they always like this? I think they might have always been like this. I'm just thinking about the very similar guys from Superstar that were kind of like pseudo-ninjas, I suppose. They didn't give the ninja ability, though. They kind of felt like they were ninjas, with how they're wall clinging and stuff. We sure are accumulating the lives. I don't know why I just went for that. That's an interesting puzzle, I suppose. You know, let's do it. Oh no, I can't do it. Because I can't just wait for them to leave. I have to be faster. Or make the guy turn around, I suppose. Ow. The preview did not light the fuse. Hello, Marte. Hope your schoolwork is going alright, I suppose. I definitely didn't do this when I played Adventure, so there you are. I mean, the intent is probably the high jump into fire there, but I could make it work with sword, so no biggie. We've been talking about a lot of things. You know, since this is our second time, quote-unquote, playing this game, I just kind of started rambling about the rest of the games in the series and other various things. So, you know, if anybody else has topics of conversation, definitely feel free to let me know. You have the superior fire. Thank you. Yeah, this is a remake of Adventure from NES, which we played on the first stream. I wonder what made them decide to remake this game, though, for Game Boy Advance. Like, what was the actual plan? Did they just need to get a game out quickly? Did they, have a particular interest in reintroducing this game to the vernacular for some reason? I don't know. I have no idea about the development history of this one. There's probably some interesting stories out there. Not really the kind to do research on that sort of stuff, but I'll certainly watch a video essay about it. What would you need for this? I feel like the only ability you can use underwater to break a block like that is hammer, and I don't think I saw a hammer as we went through here. There could be something I'm forgetting. Alright, heavy mole, right? Yeah. Got a crappy range on this, but it's going pretty easily. Yeah, I suppose it's possible, especially if there's a hammer arena in this world, like that's the one that's blocked off over there, then I think it would be less evil if they did that. Ooh, nice hat. Oh no! I don't know how many of these intro movies are recycled or not. I'll say another interesting thing about the Kirby series is very shortly after this game, they stop allowing you to... I'm not gonna fight that guy. They stop allowing you to quit a level at mid-play and keep what you got. I think that probably starts with Squeak Squad, if not Return to Dreamland. I mean, I think it's also the case in Superstar, technically, but obviously that game's a little different with all the different modes. And of course, Great Cave Offensive has its own method of saving that's slightly different from all the other ones that just kind of auto-save. You absolute... The sword guys are too smart. My head is too much. My head is too soft to deal with them, I think is what I was trying to say. They weren't lying, that ocean do be orange. Ah, I can't go back for it. That seems a little hard to avoid. The screen might be a little zoomed in, I don't know. What's in here? Ah. There was that rock. The rock was earlier, right? The Rocky? That would probably be the way to get that. I'll just let you live. Oh, fast burners. Whatever those guys are called. This will keep me safe. Yeah! UFO spotted. This time we didn't screw up getting it. One formative, young grief memory for me. I messed around with, like, cheat codes that give you whatever power you want at will. So I tried to see what would happen if you had UFO in the hub levels, and, long story short, it is not coded to handle that. The game can very easily crash if you just let Kirby sit on the floor when you have UFO in the hub. I always found that interesting because, like, they had to have a thing there to be, like, make it work differently than the rest of the game for some reason. I don't know exactly why or how, but it was just always an interesting thought to me. I similarly tried to see what would happen if you had the Star Rod from the end of the game, which I can talk about now because it's not like a spoiler or anything. And, similarly, it doesn't really have any properties that it, like, wouldn't otherwise normally have. Like, for example, the Star Rod can't break blocks at all, because it was never coded with a reaction for its attacks to hit star blocks, so they just don't, you know? Oh yeah, the window thingy. Well, fortunately, you can still slide, so you can break a basic block that way, but it would be a funny way. Meta-knowledge, or something or other. Still no. There are lasers in this level, right? I feel like we did zoom past some earlier. I just slipped my mind that we might want to keep them going. Again, it's not a big deal. These are casual playthroughs, not intended to 100% the game. Unless it's Superstar, in which case I will flex by 100%ing the game every time. But then when we get to the remake, Superstar Ultra, I'm going to flounder a lot more because I don't have quite as much knowledge about the new modes. Especially the True Arena. I have beaten the True Arena, obviously, before, but it's not that bad in Superstar Ultra. Especially because it's a very small amount of bosses, relatively, but a safe ability like Plasma really goes a long way towards making it doable by mere mortals. I think the first time I did it, way back when I was a young Reef, I used Stone, and I just patiently waited to avoid damage when I was fighting every boss there. Because there were times when I was just, you know, I was gonna take damage if I released Stone too early. Oh, I need that beam down there. Guy's hyper as hell! Nice. 40 lives. Is this a record? Probably not. They don't save between reloads anyway in this game, so it doesn't really matter if you accumulate a high number. Honestly, not a lot of Kirby games, wow. Wow, too fat! I was about to say, yeah, not a lot of Kirby games save your life counts between loads. I only started doing it kind of recently, but there were some older games that did keep them. Like, you saw it with Dreamland 2 when we went into the other save file. It remembered how many lives they had at that point. Yes, very true. And you know, being a scuba diver myself, with a snorkel of my own, I identify very heavily with that. Ow. I knew I wouldn't avoid being hit there. Yeah, in games like Galaxy 2, for instance, losing all your lives on a reload, or like when you're forced to reload because you got to the end of the game or something, and it's like, oh, now only the hardest things in the game are left for me to do, but now I've lost all of my insurance. So it's kind of like, what the hell? I worked hard for these! Oh, here we go. Now we're on level 2. Maybe I'll have better luck just, letting go and not trying for the speed boost at the end of the black. If I get it incidentally, great. If not, it's not the end of the world. Alright. Think I got second that time? Yeah. Pretty close. Pretty close. Are there any other sub-games we skipped past? No, I think we're okay. I mean, there's probably some behind switches I didn't hit, but we're gonna pretend we do not see it. Ah, too fat. I like Kirby's parka for the freeze ability. Really, really bad at whatever just happened there. Okay, I don't know what I was supposed to do about that. The hyper enemy coming in. Take this. We're saved! That's right, drown. Kirby seems like the kind of person that would drink from an oasis 8 times. Hey! Horse, you're back! I'm very happy to see you again. Just gonna breeze past all that. That's true. Those enemies were not prepared for underwater. They can't manifest a snorkel. Little sippy break. Alright. Yeah, this is going too fast. I think we will do the extra mode. Well, not the extra. Not like the hard difficulty, but the bonus mode in this game. Because it's just a taste, you know? Oh, right. The UFOs are actually kind of annoying here. You gotta take it slow. Oh, that was close. On the flip side, they stay dead forever when you fight them. Because of how cool UFO is. Is that a healing item? Yeah, I can use that. Let's go down. We actually get to do a boss. That's fun. Double kill. Of course, UFO is completely fine underwater. I mean, Kirby's mouth is not visible, so he's good, you know? I guess I technically didn't need to. I actually need to care about how much damage I'm dealing here. Ah, it's nice that the fully charged beam goes through walls. Makes some of this a little easier. Pink baby chef. Well, he's only sometimes a chef, after he, eats, the actual chef. they have, like, more of a moveset or quote-unquote for, Cook Kirby in the anime or something like that. Well, I guess I'm powerless, so sure, I'll take your sword this time, buddy. The key is actually just to not move. Man. You look at that and you're like... Remember how tense that was in Adventure, the sword duel? They just... I feel like everybody has like half the HP. Dude, Kirby knows about, those notes. Wow, I don't know about those notes anymore. The ones with the dots next to the notes. What are they called again? I've really forgotten everything about music, apparently. Yeah, that's true, Horace. Yeah, dotted notes, for sure. I mean, it could be, for all I know. Is there a reason I would want Beam later? Probably. Yeah, for that. Alright, let's get it. I don't think we did this last time, so we might as well do it this time. Change it up. Ah, yes. It's actually a double puzzle. Oh. But I think I screwed it up by destroying everything underneath. Dang it. That looks like it reaches. Oh. Alright, well. Ah! That was faster. Yeah, sometimes the puzzles are a little complicated, even back in these days. I know what the dot does. I'm just I don't remember the name of what it means. Or the name of what it is, I should say. Like, it makes it longer. Makes it, like, half longer. Like, half of what it normally is, something like that. So a quarter note becomes a quarter and an eighth long. Something like that. Yeah, we're gonna do hard mode here. It probably won't make a difference this time. Maybe they've forgot how to make bosses harder in this version. Ah! Oh no, the projectiles are faster. Okay. And the bosses are faster. Okay, so they did remember. Probably still easier on the whole, just because of the game's more... The game feels better to play and everything like that. Oh, maybe I should have stayed holding, the thing. Maybe I would have been invincible. Maybe we'll try that next time. Hold on. Yeah, that's a weird interaction. You're completely invincible and also deadly while you're holding something. They certainly made this Hell Lion look more interesting in this version. Oh, you can't hold it forever. Okay. This is gonna be a slow one, but that's the price we pay for harder mode here. Let's do what we can to make things more interesting, right? There's only the one move it makes that makes a star, but, like, I feel like that's true for most of the mini-bosses anyway, so I shouldn't be complaining too much about that. What a reward. So, you know, keep an eye out in the future for, suspiciously empty towers. When I say empty, I mean the music. Like, at the beginning of that level, it was, like, 100% quiet. So if we get more stuff like that in the future, we'll know that we're dealing with one of those. I think it happens at least in Return to Dreamland, if not others, but it's been a while. Matter of fact, I don't think I've ever really replayed Triple Deluxe or Planet Robobots. I have replayed Star Allies because I played it once by myself and once with a friend. And I would have liked to do the same with Forgotten Land, but, I don't know. The people I asked about it just didn't seem to have any interest in playing it like that for their first time with the game. It's a shame, because, you know, these days the only way to use the awesome spear ability is to play as Spear Waddle Dee, or Bandana Waddle Dee, whatever they call him. It has a cool moveset in Forgotten Land. I like the helicopter, I like how it can throw things around and stuff like that. It's worth it. This is not worth it. Those guys can live in their cages forever. Yeah! You thought I was gonna take ball, weren't you? Why would I take ball when Tornado's right here? Ow. Clearly they like this ability and this enemy, otherwise they wouldn't put it into the Egg Rally game. Or Bomb Rally. I don't know why I thought it was an egg. I feel like there's another game, or maybe a similar Kirby minigame where it's an egg instead. I mean, the last game had the egg, DDD throwing eggs at you minigame. I don't think that's what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of something where you do rally it back and forth. Wow, you went really low there, buddy. It is what it is, I suppose. Wasn't close enough to get hit by that. Not going for that, are you crazy? Now I'll go for it. Oh no, they're coming for me. The frogs are coming. There we are. We're doing just fine. Also, yeah, we do have points in this game, I forgot. So few Kirby games have points after this point, I think. I made a pun there by accident. I don't think Amazing Mirror has points. Weak Squad might. And Return to Dreamland might, because it is kind of riffing on this game also a little bit. Alright, buddy. Spit your babies at me. Whoa. Certainly going fast. I hope that wheel down there is having a good time. Okay, no, I'm not keeping wheel for this section. I'm not mad in the crazy way. And I'm also not mad in the gamer way. I would need the fireball to do that, I think. Very well-timed releases after, like, recoiling up after hitting a wall. It's kind of cool. But ultimately not even necessary for an actual, like, secret. So it's kind of weird. They have this section here again with the Dreamland 1 reference. But the song isn't, like, 8-bit, you know? But, you know, back in the original adventure, all the music was 8-bit regardless, but you'd think if they're using, like, the exact same graphics, which they are here, that they would want to make it sound as authentic as possible, but I guess it's just another vibes thing that kind of makes me think about stuff a little too hard. I gotta have a critical eye, or else why are we playing all these games again? It also used to be that Kirby was the only thing in color in this, thing. They could have made gray palette swaps for the enemies in this version too, but whatever. Don't need that tomato. I'm good today. Todater. Ow. You might be invincible for longer, too. I don't know. I might just be making claims because I want to be right about liking this game less than the original. Even though the Switch fully heals you, they still put a tomato there. Sure, we'll try Parasol on DDD. I think we tried that last time, it didn't really work out, but this game is easier, so maybe it'll work out this time. And don't you worry, DDD's gonna be a big boy in this one, too. We do get the Smash music, though. The Melee Fountain of Dreams here. So they kind of have the flinching thing from before here, too. But he's kind of resetting a little too quickly from it. I feel like he should be vulnerable for longer. Or invulnerable for longer, I guess I should say. I'm gonna say, the drifting is not helping. In the air and stuff. There we go. First try that time. Easy enough. This should be first try, too, logically. We'll see how it goes. At least in this case, the patterns are very, much the same every time. Some of them get, like, slightly more complicated as it loses health, but other than that, you can learn them all pretty easily. Like, that 5-shot crescent beam is always the same, I think. Ah, man, it got me, though. I don't think I actually lost to the ball when I played originally. Oh, right, that one didn't flip because I hadn't hit him enough yet. I was prepared for the harder version that time, but the game was like, no, you're actually doing bad. Same there. Just deciding to switch it up for no particular reason. Okay. Come on, just one more. There we go. We do have to do the second phase, but at the very least, the second phase is its own distinct screen here, so we don't have to repeat the ball form. Man, you're huge! I won't stop ragging on that, ever. Didn't aim properly there. If you remember, in the original, Nightmare was basically like double Kirby's height, I think. Maybe triple. But in this game, he's more like 8 times or something like that. The sprite is pretty and it's very detailed, and I like that, but still, you know. There we go. Look at that. Only 1 point of damage. That's all we needed. Get a teabag on him. Alright. He didn't mean any harm. He was just bathing in the Fountain of Dreams because it was important that he watched over it. He didn't, you know, enjoy it or anything. What do you mean, the nightmares? It's just the one guy. That might just be a translation thing. Oh, I will gain, thank you. I did always like this screen. Just going by and waving by. Ah, it's so comforting. Gives me a little bit of goosebumps, too, honestly. So yeah, that's Nightmare in Dreamland. It's, you know, it's adventure again, for better or worse. But most of it is, you know, I've gone over it a ton. I just think that the things that they did to make it more friendly for portables, I think, which includes the bigger sprites, I believe. And you're like, I really want Wheel for this fight. This is my jam. Oh, they're pulling out specific developers for the minigames? That's cool. You're a cheater having Tornado for this fight. It's not real. And, oh, there's Ball. They're doing it, not me. They're making it look, like, good and strong, but no, they just get rid of it. And are like, nah, I don't want it anymore. Give me Hammer that you spit out from your thing instead. Or Sleep. Just, like, get left behind. I feel like the Kirby in these demos just plays really terribly. Can't slide into him. That doesn't work, even with Sword. Just trying to be cool. Was that backdrop? Oh, sure. Let's see how this goes. Oh, you managed to get out of that without taking damage. That's good, at least. I honestly feel like there's, they do a little fudging. I can? Wow. Thank you. Alright. Actually, do we need to do something else to unlock the other thing? Yeah, we might need to actually win this boss endurance thing, huh? Let me just double check that, because I thought it was unlocked after beating the game. I didn't think the boss rush was first. Let's see. Oh, you have to unlock it by doing the hard mode. Okay, alright then. I won't do that. Oh well. It is even shorter of a stream than I expected it to be, though, is my only thing, so... I went over here. Can I get out? No? Okay, fine, I'll reset then. Screw you. Do I have to beat the boss rush to get extra mode in this version? Boy, I'm forgetting everything. Oh well. Let's just do like one run of this. Just to get us over, what do you call it? 2-hour mark. Boss are back. Kirby must face all 8 bosses one at a time. Why? Who are you fighting for? Oh, Kirby, what will you do? Yeah, I feel that way. We have a timer there, too. Just to make you extra stressed. Ow. I really shouldn't be taking hits so early. It's tree bullying time, not be lame at the game time. Ow. Yeah, I'm gonna be lame at the game. This one shouldn't be too bad if I'm just patient. Ah, I missed. Is this something? Oh, it is. That makes it better. You made a Kirby? That's illegal. Alright, who's first? You? Yeah, 5 hits with that? That's way too few. Oh, I do have to do it in the boss rush. Well, that's annoying. I want to take extra damage from running into Kracko on the way up. That would be terrible. This is 5 hits too, technically, but I do think high jump does a little more damage than Spark, normally. I guess I'll wait for the bottom one to swing and then just hit him like that. Oh! Need a little more room at the top there, buddy, if you feel like doing that. There we go. Just gonna do that, because Meta Knight's next anyway. Just jumped into me. Alright. That was fun. Yeah, these old boss rushes are pretty tough, just because of how on rails they are, kind of, with not picking your favorite ability and stuff like that. I find the combat a lot more satisfying in the modern games, for sure. Yeah. That's probably, yeah, it's probably gonna do it. Maybe, if I really feel up to it, I'll, like, get this done before next time, and maybe we'll do a quick run of the bonus mode before starting Amazing Mirror, if I feel up to it. But that's a big if, because, like I said, I've been a little tired lately, and I want to catch up with some stuff, so don't worry too much about it. Alright. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, I'm sorry that this was a little shorter than normal, but we're just going to be done with it for now. I'm going to send you guys over to Elsa. Like usual, I probably will raid and run this time, because I don't really have any interest in getting a Palworld thing myself at the moment, even though they do have a cute spider in the game. It's a cutie patootie, that's for sure. And there's other cool designs, but, you know. Yeah, tune in Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, as per usual. We will definitely be playing Amazing Mirror, if not a little more of this as well. So, look forward to that. Alright. Let me actually hit the button. There we go. Okay. I'll talk to you all soon on Discord, and hope to see you on Thursday. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye!